Greetings, Moonlight Citizens. This is your man on the moon here to tell you welcome back to the Moonlight Kingdom Podcast. Available on YouTube, Spotify, what used to be Anchor FM, but it's now Spotify for podcasters, and wherever you get your podcast from. This is episode 10. I'm once again joined by my special guest right now, right here. We give you Moonlight Kingdom Podcast 10 in 3, 2, 1. And Rhodey. Without diving too much into the episode or timelines or whatever, let me just ask you this: do you feel Secret Invasion ruined Rhodey as a character?
Where are you? Wait, so are we talking now? We're on now. We're live, right? We're good. We're
Yeah,
starting.
yeah. We're starting. Do you feel Secret Invasion ruined Rhodey as a character?
Secret Invasion. James Colonel Rhodes. Okay, the director of Secret Invasion. I feel like it wasn't a good choice to make him a Skrull, because in the only public statement about the actions that they decided on making him a Skrull, obviously Ali Salim said he might be a Skrull. I mean, he might have been a Skrull for that amount of time, but nothing has confirmed as such yet. Which is kind of a blanket statement saying, unless Feige gives the okay, we can always retcon this to saying he was taken during a routine colonoscopy, or something that middle-aged men get, perhaps sometime after Endgame, and that way it's not entire character assassination, and he kind of maintains a little bit of Rhodey composure, he still maintains that good faith history that we have with him, and it would not have been for nothing, because it would have been actually him. But the option to even explore it was very, in my opinion, it was very empty. It was very meaningless. I don't see how the aspect or prospect of him potentially being a Skrull kind of escalates the plot to such a degree. I would have preferred much rather had other characters that have been Skrulls, like maybe Sharon Carter or Kobe Smulders as Maria Hill. I don't appreciate that whole, isn't he, based on his behavior, that has no significant payoff, because he dies. She's dead. The Skrull is fucking dead. It's done. It's gone. So how will it have any further greater effect in this current narrative, other than serving as a small story device throughout 6 episodes? That wasn't even as meaningful, because we never even got time to even find out the backstory of Rhodey's Skrull, even potentially sympathize with her, understand her backstory, why she's even taking his life. What is she trying to do? We see nothing of that. So, yeah, I feel like Ali should have did certain parts of the script that wouldn't have come together in a proper way, than it would have without it. I feel like there wasn't as much cohesion as there should have been. Certain elements were just so off and so to the side. They had meaningless repercussions, and in terms of that, that's disappointing. Going for other characters and other tropes, of course, we have the biggest one, which is Nick Fury, Talos, and Gaia. Of those 3 characters, I would say Nick Fury has done the best, obviously, since it's practically his show and he's the main character. Looking at the way that he has been explored and fleshed out, we see more of the man that he kind of ever so frequently projects himself to be. Maybe he might tell you one day that, his wife kicked him out, but he won't really speak much about his life. So now we kind of see him having to include his life in his everyday narrative because his wife is so interconnected and interwoven to the main plot at hand that he can no longer hide her. He can no longer be away from her. He needs all hands on deck in this. And I do love that even with that initial double cross / betrayal on her part, love obviously conquers all, and they kind of come through so much so that they don't even kill each other. That was very fun and very emotional. And obviously at the end, Nick Fury didn't repeat his past mistakes after the blip by just leaving on his own to say, but now he took her with that's all cool, peachy cool. That dynamic, Nick, Vara / Priscilla, cool. No, other characters like Gaia just felt like a walking stone person.
Talos' death didn't really do much.
No flair.
You agree that Talos'
Nothing telling me who you are. Huh?
Talos' death, that scene of like, there was like a news report showing the Skrull helping to save the president, and like he died helping to save the president, and they led you to believe, okay, Talos' actions are gonna sway the president to like reconsider his thoughts on the Skrulls. But the fact that Ritson doubles,
the whole thing
yeah,
fuck over, yeah.
Instead, Ritson doubles down, and he's like, so, okay, dude's death was pointless then. Like, he died for nothing. Yeah.
I know what's gonna happen. Obviously, Nick foreshadowed his quick departure. That's real, one-term president stuff. That obviously does mean that the re-election is coming soon, the primaries and whatnot. So, my best guess is that President Red Hulk, I will say, given his superpowered nature, plus perhaps his inclination to the superhero world, Sokovia Accords, XYZ, I would say he might be within a different stance as compared to Ritson, to the point where it might seem like Ritson is an overwhelming Trump who hates Mexicans, aliens, that allegory.
Yeah.
Versus I'm not really sure where the political slides lean. Like, I'm not sure if Ritson is a Democrat, a conservative, or a Republican. I'm not sure. But if Ross is a Democrat or a Republican, but with better policies on, superhuman / alien interactions / relations, even if Ross has a better outlook on it, even if he has a better international policy on it, he will get elected over what would have been Ritson's second term as president. So he won't get that, obviously. Ross will appeal to the masses in a way that Ritson has now. Ritson is too trumped out. Not even trumped, but like now he's too Nazi'd out. Because, Trump didn't want to kill Mexicans. He just wanted to keep them out. Maybe if he was no aliens in this country. But, now he wants them off the earth. That's kind of crazy. He's really, pushing for the eradicate all Saiyans, Frieza vibe, Hitler vibe. He's going too crazy. So he's teetering on the edge of, fascist now. So he's out the door already. Yeah. That leaves perfect space for Ross to slide in on his, hey, I like soups. I'm also a soup. Look at me flex. So he will appeal to the masses more. Might upset Bruce, given they try to, hunt him down 15 years ago. But what can he say? What can we do?
Yeah. I mean, Bruce is off the planet, but... Oh, wait, no. He came back, shit, with his kid and the fucked up haircut.
He came back to fetch his son.
Yeah.
With the gayest haircut, it's so weird.
What the hell?
He looks like a monk. He looks like
those
like a Himalayan monk.
those 80s kung fu movies,
Like,
man. Like
people on Twitter have been coping. They've been saying on Twitter, "Oh my God, they've been oh well, on Sakar, it's a traditional haircut. It's a hair. Shut the fuck up. You're supposed to have long hair like Conan the Barbarian, bitch." Yo, they're coping so hard. Like that was not necessary because it's not like they'll ever explore that in the next movie in the next whole.
yeah.
I mean, yeah, it is happening, but when it happens, like I doubt the hair will be any talking point. So why didn't they bother the first time around? You didn't need to be a monk. I don't give a fuck if it is a traditional Sakarian haircut, nigga. They're never gonna talk about that ever again. So why didn't you just give him long flowing hair?
Cause the dude, the actual guy who like
And he
plays
got
him,
flamed,
dude.
which sucks because Scar looks pretty good. CGI looks good. He looks
dude.
clean. The kid is like, what, 16, 17? He's getting flamed. And he did nothing. Because he has a long head of hair. They just fucked him. Pause. They just really fucked him over.
Yep.
Like, you could at least fix it, Disney, in like subsequent Disney XD watchings. Like, you could fix it in post. Like, what happened with the No Way Home thing is that a few Disney Plus shows that came before No Way Home had the Statue of Liberty that was still green.
It was green, yeah.
But No Way Home, it's been established to have been cleaned back to the original bronze color. So in shows like Ms. Marvel, it's still green. So then they had to go back to Ms. Marvel and then make it bronze in post. So why can't you fix his hair then? Like, yo, dog, yo, hey, what an ugly hairstyle. Like, shit, they even fixed Luke in Mando. Like, his first, deep fake in season 1, it was ugly. It was horrible.
It didn't
They
move
fixed
right.
it after they hired Shamook, the nigga who was on YouTube.
Yeah.
Adding actors to the younger actor counterparts and like killing it. So they hired Shamook straight to work for ILM and for Disney. I'm not sure if it was for Marvel or not. I doubt. Marvel uses big guys like Framestore and ILM and whatnot. But yeah. Shamook is their guy right now. He's doing it big for them. Shamook. But yeah. Back to the point at hand.
Yeah. President Hulk coming in and,
He's going to appeal.
Yeah.
He's going to get the votes. Ritson's going to be a washed out, wacko dictator guy who hates all mutants. He's essentially a racist president, like a super murderous racist president. Like, he's done for. You can't be Stalin as a president in the modern day. You can't do those things.
And you
can't be crazy.
In the U.S., his policy on the kill all aliens isn't gonna fly, dude. Thor is an alien. People love Thor.
First of all, they signed a peace treaty agreement with, not even peace treaty. They signed a trade agreement with New Asgard. Up in Norway. So what's gonna happen to them? Because they're aliens. They're not humans. They're just aliens, dog. So what's gonna happen to those newly signed treaties between you and them that were literally shown on the news? What's gonna happen? Hulk is gonna come kick your ass. He's gonna start World War III. He's a dumbass. Because the Asgardian army will wipe out the U.S. military unless there is a nuke. If there is a nuke, try for the Asgardians. But the Asgardians should be able to wipe out the U.S. army. But, Ritson better relax. Obviously, Red Hulk will make him relax because he'll be out before he can say fire. But they're going to fuck him up once he leaves. They might even kill him. Who knows? He might even be like an evil Kree or something. We don't know. He might be an evil-ass Kree or a fucking space racist. Who knows?
Yeah, but then that would be kind of pointless because it undermines all the setup they did to make him turn against the Skrulls. If he was a Kree the whole time, then that means he would have turned against the Skrulls no matter what. So just yeah.
I don't know. Maybe he was a Kree trying to get a better life.
Maybe.
But the Skrulls still couldn't keep it together.
Maybe.
I know I'd be pissed off, but yeah.
Thing is,
I wonder how that whole peace treaty is going to pan out in the Marvels. Because obviously them name dropping it now means that it's happening. Means that'll be the central plot. And that's why we'll see Darben the Accuser,
Yeah, them.
Ronan's successor in the Kree Empire.
My question is, what happened? Yeah,
She is Tom Hiddleston's wife
for real.
and baby mama.
Huh. Well, good
Yeah,
for him.
pretty cool.
I mean,
he likes them black.
well, to be fair, so did Robert De Niro in the 90s, man. Like, he used to follow around Whitney Houston. Shit.
Yeah.
You know who surprised me that he's tied with black women? You know who really surprised me? Fucking Ted Danson. When you showed me that picture of Ted Danson and Whoopi Goldberg, like, that surprised me.
Yeah.
Like, what? This guy?
Ted wanted some sweet. That's crazy.
Dude, that was genuinely surprising. Like, wow.
David, fuck it. Like, it's so... I mean, yeah, it makes sense, honestly.
Yeah.
It really makes sense.
Yeah, man. But I was caught even more by surprise. I was like, Whoopi? Damn, man. Like, I never would have...
Hey, maybe she's got it going on. Maybe she's got it going on. Like, she's got that good pussy. Who knows?
Who knows, man? Back in the day when she was rocking the leather jackets and shit, who knows?
She was probably still having it down.
Yeah.
She was probably making white boys go crazy.
Yeah, man. I mean, she was in movies with like Sam Elliott and shit back in the day, man. She was in action movies and
yeah. Paul Newman, like, she was really out here.
Yeah, man. Damn, good old Whoopi Goldberg. But yeah, back to the matter at hand. Like, just Secret Invasion. A part of me hates when shows do that thing of, we're gonna kill a named character in episode 1 to show you that anybody can die, and then nobody dies. I mean, people die, but no other named character dies, dude. Like, fuck.
Yeah. And I feel like they use that whole dying thing too much, to the point where it serves no meaning. Like, it's not as impactful, you know?
Yeah.
It really isn't impactful.
Kobe Smolder's Maria Hill died, and it affected him in no way.
We just gotta soak it. Like, oh, that just happened.
Yeah. Like, dude, fucking Talos died. Like you've known this dude for decades. You could at least,
for no good reason. For no good reason. He could have, like, been alive. He could have literally stayed alive, and then have the ability, like stay long enough in the show to where he sees Rickon's announcement, and then he realizes that he was wrong, and then join Gaia, and then both of them go rogue, and then that creates, actual evil Skrulls, and, in a way that Gravik never could reach, or maybe they retake over the Skrull Council. I mean, they probably would have had to, given that most of the Council of Skrulls is probably dead, since they were given the order to be, hit squadded,
Yeah, man.
So, clearly we're going to see the repercussions of that. Yeah. But I feel like that would have been a better course of action, in my opinion. It would have been a better course of action.
Also, I didn't realize till I saw, like, Eric Ross's video, but that British Prime Minister was not a Skrull. I mean, yeah, there was a Skrull British Prime Minister, but...
see, what happened was, it was stupid, and it is Ritzen's fault. Nick Fury was right. She was already freed. She was already out of her fracking pod and freed with the other guys. Her Skrull was already killed long ago. Someone else, some dumbass who's living under a rock, didn't get the memo that she's back, that she is actually back, and they went and killed the real one now. So that was fucking like aggravating. Because, come on, dog, like, she just got her life back. Like, read a fucking newspaper. Of course she's back. Like, come on.
Yeah, dude.
She didn't need to die.
If they find out where...
The person's stupidity has inspired terrorists. Literal terrorists.
If they find out where that squad got their, like, orders from, that would start World War III. I mean, the UK and the US ain't exactly, tight
Ritson,
like that.
Who knows what he's under? Ritson could be, like, with 10 rings. He could be with hammer tech or whatever. They probably got, like, hammer tech guns. Who knows? What the fuck Ritson is up to, what contracts he's signed, what allegiances he's pled to.
We don't know how long
If
he's been
he's-
president, so could be anybody.
We have a frame of reference. It was still President Ellis in Ironman 2, which is 2010. So we have at least 2012 to now. I would say in those 5 years, certain legislation was probably changed to where maybe they just halted all elections. Because realistically, if half the planet goes puff, a lot of things would change, including the sort of necessitation of a president. Like, you have bigger priorities than picking a president. So I feel like there would have been a 5-year stalemate of like, okay, it's fine, just stay where you are, stay as you are. We got bigger like fish to fry right now. Or if a president feels like he's gonna be incompetent and unable to carry the country through the snap, they'll probably resign and another one would come in between. Either Ellis retired, his term ended. If it's 2010, Americans get 8 years, 4 years, 4 years. That means that we got 2010, 2018. That's Ellis's term.
Yeah.
Ellis has been president since Ironman 2, which is 2010. So we have Ellis from 2010 to 2018. 2018, the snap, of course, and you had Ritson, who had just come in. So you have 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. Ritson is in his 7th year. He's in his 7th year, which means he is racking up his 2nd term. However, due to the snap, he's actually on his 1st term. Since instead of 7 years, he's only done 2 years. So he's still in the first 2 of the first 4 of his 1st term, not in his 2nd term, which is why Fury was saying real 1st-term president stuff. Yeah. I don't think Ellis would have been the president for longer than 2 terms, which is 8 years. So we are to assume that 2010 to 2018, it was Ellis, and then in those primaries, it was Ritson who won, and then in the snap, he just stayed president, but it still counted as 1 term, and now he's in the 2nd year of his 1st term as president, with those snap years notwithstanding.
And we know that in 2015, Ellis was president from 2010 to 2018, because Ironman 3 in 2015, he was like president then. We actually see him getting on Air Force
Age of
One.
Ultron, yes, he was president.
Yeah.
In Age of Ultron, he was president. Even in Ironman 3 from 2013.
Yeah.
So that he's still in the cabinet at that point. So yeah, Redson is probably he's clearly got the experience of being president, given that he presided over the snap, but he's still a baby in terms of being the president. So I feel like his foreign policy was a bit brash and obviously horrendously unadvised, given his feeling that I feel like there's like a grudge element to his announcement. Of course there is, given that he feels embarrassed that he let a Skrull so close to him, or he allowed a Skrull to get so close to him and he didn't notice that it wasn't actually Colonel Rhodes. Because if we're going by Ali's theory of it possibly could be, we'll never know, them putting him in the gown either means, no, it actually means 2 things. One, Ali, the director of the show, wanted Rhodey to be a Skrull since Civil War. That moment he went into the CAT scan machine, he wanted that. However, Feige might not want that in the long run. So he's allowing the ambiguity in it without really confirming it, which is why in his statement he's saying he potentially could be. Yeah. Showing uncertainty, which is weird because he's the director. So why are you uncertain, dog? You are the director. I would assume that Feige put certain stipulations over that sort of reveal of Rhodey to be like, you can't specify how long he's been there, because you're gonna fuck up future plans and you're gonna fuck up his character. So you can have your little gown, your hospital gown, to make us think it's the Civil War moment, because it's pretty coincidental that everyone else has clothes. Like, everyone else was fully clothed going about their day, and you're the only one in a gown. You're the only one. Ali clearly wanted it to be like Civil War, that moment. He clearly wanted it to be like that. Obviously. It's very obvious. But no one has said that it's been that long. No one has really said it's been that long. So, if he's not, it would have meant that sometime in 2020, 2023, you were going for a colonoscopy and you were snatched. You know, you're going to the doctor and your doctor was a Skrull and you were snatched and replaced quickly. That Skrull put on your colonel uniform and you went back to the White House. You know, things like that. So we don't know yet, but he made it like that to leave the possibility for.
But there's that online debate about like, oh, when he got out of the thing, he had trouble walking. Dude, that doesn't confirm anything.
Yeah, of course he does. He has trouble walking because he's partially paralyzed. It kind of varies, which is weird. Clearly, a fully paralyzed man would not be able to prop themselves up in a standing position if they are in a trap to like if a man who is paralyzed is captured in some dingy operation like that and strapped to a chair, that chair facing up. If not for the belts that are holding that man in place, if you take that off, that man will slide and fall off. So I don't really know how Rhodey's paralysis works per se in the MCU, because some moments he's completely paralyzed, like in Endgame when he has to open up the canopy because he can't stand up in the suit if it's not powered. I mean, okay, granted, if you're a normal human in an Ironman suit, it has no power. It'll be like 1,000 pounds, so maybe you might not be able to walk in it either way without it being on, just like Tony Ironman 3. So maybe it's that. Maybe that's why he said canopy. But I just always saw it as he couldn't even stand when the suit wasn't on, which means he's just really, really, really a fucking paraplegic. Yet in this show, it's depicted as he's kind of limping, he's kind of almost walking, like with two guys next to him on his shoulders he can walk. A guy who's supposed to be fully paralyzed from the waist down can kind of walk with two guys beside him. That's so weird, right? It is. But at the same time, that is the real Rhodey. That is the real Colonel James Rhodes who fell in the War Machine outfit. We're to assume that MCU humans and their different durability means that their injuries are different, right? Cool. So maybe he didn't really achieve full paralysis, maybe partial, which is why he can kind of limp, kind of walk and take an evasion. Because it's just weird how, whatever. It doesn't really matter. Analyzing it too much will just give you a headache.
I have a kind of an explanation for that, like why he can stand up and he's like, but at the same time he's kind of limping. This is, assuming he's been there for like a really long time, unlike some of the other people in the pod, his legs could have just atrophied being in that fucking pod all this time. That could explain why he's having trouble walking, but he can still stand somewhat.
No, broski, what I'm saying is he shouldn't even be able to stand at all. He's paralyzed.
Yeah.
His leg muscles should not be able to grant him the ability to be upright. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
He's a paralyzed man standing on the platform. He should have just been a piece of taffy falling to the ground. Muscle atrophy or not, if he's partially paralyzed, I understand. But his so-called full paralysis that needs this brace machine, we don't see the brace machine in Secret Invasion. He's just full legs. He's probably naked underneath that hospital gown, in fact. But the fact that it's a hospital gown that looks just like the one in Civil War is so... It's scary, because obviously the director wanted it to be that moment. But Feige was like, don't be too... Like ungapapi.
Yeah.
Like, don't speed too much on my characters and my history and my canon.
Yeah. Which, same thing. It's just like, it would definitely make sense to have that be the case. But like now that he's back, there's a question this show never really answers. It never answers what now. now that Rhodey's back, now that all these officials are
Armor
back, it's
Wars.
like, yeah, no armor wars, but
So
like,
he'll probably be briefed about what's happened in the past 3 years. His weapons have gone into the wrong hands, the Ten Rings, Sharon Carter. Maybe we're gonna get flashbacks of Grava as Rhodey doing power dealings. I don't think Sharon would have known that it was a Skrull being Rhodey. I would think it would have been Sharon thinking Rhodey was crooked secretly, just like her. So Crooked Sharon meets with Crooked Rhodey to get arms from Stark Industries, from DODC, from the White House, from wherever, the CIA, whatever. And then that leads to armor wars as he tries to get his shit back and cleans up the mess that Grava caused. Or Rava, or whatever the fuck it is. I think it's Grava.
yeah,
I think that's what I think that's what armor wars is about. In larger scope, I think it's about that. The shit that Grava caused and him sorting it out, fixing it.
yeah. Like we've been theorizing for like ever since No Way Home. We've been trying to figure out what armor is going to be about because Damage Control took off Tony's stuff. I mean, the stuff that Peter had, and they like
Yeah.
seized Stark Enterprises or
Something's from
whatever.
Stark Industries as well,
Yeah.
yeah.
So it's like okay,
It's funny because
yeah,
them seizing those things was kind of unnecessary because
yeah,
they had access to Stark Industries in any case because it's literally Tony's parent company. DODC was Tony's company that was assimilated into the government, but it was still Tony's company right up until he died. So I don't know why they were so hissy fit about doing what they did and doing all of that. They were too extra. They act like they don't know what Tony was doing, what the hell that is, what the hell the drones are, what that is, as if it wasn't literally Tony's company, and like those guys weren't tasked with collecting alien technology that the Tinkerer would have used to create like weapons of mass destruction. Now imagine what they have. If the Tinkerer could make that, and the DODC has other shit. They have alien shit. They have endgame shit. If Gravik and SHIELD have DNA, DODC and the CIA have tech. Now that's gonna be the MCU battle now. Tech. Even the whole thing of like Brave New World, it'll be like adamantium, because Tiamat, the frozen one, or the whatever one, that'll be what adamantium will become because of what that celestial had turned it into. And obviously, since it's an unclaimed territory, you'll have multiple countries fighting for its ownership. It'll be a literal mineral war
yeah.
for a new literally because the whole world was obsessed and trying to fight over vibranium. Vibranium had its owners, and they said no. They refused to play ball. Now they have an unclaimed, new, fairly strong material within adamantium. I don't even know who's gonna name it. Like that whole thing is weird. Like it being adamantium, it'll need to be within Logan. Like it'll need to be the openings program. It'll need to be like it's so strange. Like
'Cause they
I hope
can't
maybe they change the script
re-debut
and it's no longer
Logan,
adamantium.
dude. No, the thing is, they can't have Logan re-debut without it, with bone
That's
claws,
the thing.
and then
When adamantium was invented in 2024, like what the fuck?
yeah.
Because of her touching the celestial.
It could just
So yeah, I don't know.
It could just be a mineral that's always been around but has been exceedingly rare, and now there's this surplus. It could just be that because
So
even
given that she has made things into rocks before, what are those other rock things? What have those things been?
I think the one time, it was just the first one was marble. So it stands to reason that at some point in like her thousands of years, she encountered like adamantium, the mineral, and like kept it as part of her repertoire. Just I don't know, in case of emergency or whatever.
Yeah, I don't know. But the whole thing of just them making it like that I mean, it's a nice way to kind of like introduce it, but not for the other characters.
Yeah. And with them reintroducing Logan, you think we're just gonna get Logan? Oh, he's already gone through Weapon X. I mean, we know he has. Like, he's already met the X-Men. He's already like fully formed. Or we're gonna get a whole new Logan separate from Hugh Jackman in Deadpool 3.
Deadpool 3 Logan is said to be from the Foxverse.
Yeah, I know that. That's why I'm asking. You know,
Is
like,
said to be from the Doctor Strange universe that has the X-Men and the Avengers. Obviously, he has his comic accurate costume, just like Professor Xavier has his comic accurate suit and wheelchair. So they're drumming up the comic accuracy within these characters when they integrate into the MCU. Since previous iterations have been kind of scared to lean into the zaniness of comics. Even Wade's suit is going to be more comic-y. Like, he has thinner eyes. They're kind of in a lower position on his face. Like, he's really like Todd McFarlane Deadpool right now.
yeah.
So I feel like they're really drumming up everything in other universes, since we've never seen those things in a better costume format. It's always been a very mint costume, black leather or tactical gear, military rigging. But now you're gonna see the actual color. Like, even when Scott's on screen, we're gonna see his actual actual red glowing visor. It's gold and shimmery, and his blue spandex, and it's
I mean, he had
sprawling
that.
sideways X-Men logo.
He kind of
Like, it'll
had
be
that
colorful.
in Days of Future Past. In that last scene, he kind of had that.
Yeah, he kind of did, but it was still a bit dull. It was still a bit Fox dull.
Yeah.
So now it'll be like really, really accurate. You're gonna have Storm in her small bedroom sheets. Hallie has the white hair again. We've seen that. Famke has the long red hair. Marcellin doesn't really do much anyway. You know, he stays in shape. He's actually pretty good.
Elektra.
Like,
I mean, I can't believe they brought her back, dude. Like, they brought back.
yeah,
can't
she might be
believe
doing
that.
some crunches right now. I feel like she's doing some crunches for that one scene where she's just in her red crop outfit.
I remember seeing that movie, dude. Like, the gear, like the actual red outfit, it wasn't bad. It was surprisingly good. But I'm like, I don't see her wearing that now, dude. Like, I mean, not she ain't old. It's just, she's older now than she was
Yeah.
then. Let me just say that, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Damn, Jennifer Garner, like the white as fuck Jennifer Garner playing the clearly not white Electra Nachos. Just
I mean, it's the consequence of bringing back characters for a multiverse cameo. The characters that come back are characters that were cast from a period where they were not going for the ethnic realism that is expected of the modern day era. Like, if they were to do the multiverse and they have, in DC that is, and they have Ra's al Ghul, they bring back Neeson, the very much white man.
yeah.
And it's gonna be a consequence, because it's like, well, that's what he was. You're bringing him back, so that's what you're bringing back. You know,
Yeah.
even if Favreau's gonna come back as Foggy and Affleck got don their leather again. Yuck, leather. What was that year? Jeez.
It was a pretty. I mean, as much as tactical gear goes, Daredevil's suit was just a costume in the comics. There was nothing.
Yeah, it was like
outwardly-
a few pockets, a few belt
Yeah.
thingies for knives, but it was mostly smooth.
Yeah, so them making it like a leather jacket that he retrofitted into like
Yeah.
a tire makes some sense. Cause he wouldn't be running around in
because it's
silk.
like,
Yeah.
that's not going to protect you. I love that the show had made it a point to have him continually give his tailor updates to be like, all right, I got hurt doing this,
Yeah.
add this, add that, reduce on this.
Like with the
It makes me
helmets.
slow.
That episode with the helmets. Yeah, I love that shit. That was a good thing, yeah.
Like, it shows the attention to detail that superheroes have to have in order to perfect their costumes. Because you're not going to get it done one and done, like, bam. Like, we all take our clothes to the tailor, you know. Not every tailor's going to get it the first time around. So you got to keep telling him, do this, do that, and then they'll get it.
Yeah, I'm just really the level of detail I liked in that one episode. I don't remember who he was. I think it was the Punisher where like Daredevil got shot and it like the bullet just like grazed his head. But like when he went back to his guy, he gave him a new helmet that was like reinforced and shit. And when it got shot, he got shot dead center the second time. But there was, and you could see like the crack. But like, yeah, it shows. Yeah, he died.
It protected him.
Yeah.
He was protected.
I like when characters in superhero media learn from their mistakes. I think the best example of this is definitely Tony Stark. Because with every movie, it was a step up from each suit was a step up from the one that came before. Like there was like a whole video on this because in the first movie, the suit he had to have this whole rig set up to put it on and take it off. Then in the second movie, the suit came in a suitcase, and in the second movie he got electrocuted by whiplash. So in Avengers, his suit was retrofitted to absorb electricity. It showed like each movie, it's like okay, that happened, that won't happen again. So the next movie comes around. Yeah. It was with each movie there was this progression, and I didn't see it when it was happening. But once I saw it pointed out, I was like, "Damn, this dude's smart." Like, yeah. It's in every movie too. I love that it's in every single movie that it does, because in like one of the downsides of the suitcase was that he had to go find it. Like he could be attacked anytime and he would have to like go get the suitcase. So in Iron Man 3, he had the suit designed so that it would come to him.
And or it would be like put like in a boot or like somewhere near or like on a plane, and it just pops out.
Yeah. And it just shows, because even in Infinity War, it was the Iron Man 3 idea of having, instead of having the thing is, in Iron Man 3, it showed, the suit can come to me, but it can take a while to get here. So in Infinity War, he had that chest piece that was always on him.
You'll need one that'll already be there.
Yeah.
That's the trick. It doesn't come, it's already there.
Yeah, with each movie, dude got better at being a hero. Suits got more advanced, and in Endgame,
and it was probably like so fast as well. The suits probably so fast. Yeah. Like, given that it wrapped around Tony, when Corvus was literally racing to him, he was very fast. What we saw in the movie in CGI,
that was
Tony tapping it, whatever, it was slow mo.
Yeah,
you have to remember it's slow mo. So Tony touching it probably took half a second to wrap around him, maybe even like a tenth of a second, like immediately, and that would have allowed his suit to immediately deploy safety measures, which is a giant ass shield, and then obviously counter with the hammer, because obviously he has the algorithm that can fight for him. We saw it in Civil War, and it can just kind of box for him. It can just kind of like look at the target, assess, do it, bang, bang, press play, and the guy's just swinging like a video game. So that suit, I feel, is the ultimate one. But at the same time, it's nanites. Yeah. And nanites run out. The new one is better now because he doesn't really use the nanites to extend broken parts of the suit. He now has force fields. So broken parts get a force field. Or parts that should have nanites to extend over are just a force field, like with the shield. He no longer has a physical shield. He has like an electromagnetic light shield.
Yeah.
And you can kind of see where he realized where he didn't need to waste his many nanites. He should make a shield, or he should make it light, That way he can add or pad nanites where he needs them the most, like in vital spots of his body, like when he gets stabbed or when he gets or tried to get like decapitated or whatever.
Yeah.
Like they'll rush to protect that spot. Like with Peter's suit in No Way Home, when Doc Ock will try to stab him, the part that was ripped off, part of his back raised to protect the front, and it just kind of in time bent the needle.
Because that, as you know, as tough as Peter Parker is, a full on blow like Doc Ock's claw slamming into him like that would have fucked him up.
Yeah, that would have broken a bone. That would have broken like multiple bones.
Yeah. Cause like Ock's like his tentacles are strong, dude. They bend steel. Like
they break buildings.
Yeah.
Like Spider-Man does too, but that's with his punches. That's with his strength, not with his durability.
Yeah.
If you put him through a building, he's gonna break a few bones. Like he's gonna crack a bone. He's gonna splinter a few bones in his body. Yeah. Like he's strong, but he's kind of like a glass cannon. Like, you know,
it's mostly
the Hulk is the only character who's like Hulk and Thor. Is the only character, maybe Hercules and whatever, who are like ostensibly not a glass cannon.
Yeah. With especially with like the level of, the thing is, when you see like Parker's suit like stop in the nick of time and like the nanites in there take control of Ock's arms, I was wondering one thing: if Peter Parker's like nanites were controlling Doc Ock's arms, why was Doc Ock still crazy? Think about it. Like really think about it.
Controlling the arm, not the chip. The thing is, the chip and the arms act independently. But what the chip does is it's a, what do you call it?
Inhibitor.
It's a behavioral inhibitor.
Yeah.
That masks the AI. It kind of like it contains the AI, because if it's not contained, it becomes sentient and it has evil intentions for some reason. I don't know why. All AI is evil, I guess, Ultron included.
Yeah.
So that chip is to inhibit the AI of the arms that is needed to facilitate them functioning. It's like software for the arms, essentially. So that software is inhibited and controlled by the chip. If the chip is broken or fried, then the legs, the arms are free to think on their own. That's what it is. So it doesn't really affect the chip in any way. It doesn't affect the chip. The chip is still fried since 2002, or for him, 2 weeks ago. It's still fried, but Peter controlling his arms controls the software and hardware of the arms. But the chip itself, which is a software/personality regulator, is still fried. It's still broken. The nanites can't really fix and invigorate the chip. It's not Generator X, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, good old Generator X. I missed that show. That show was dope, man.
It could have been a good movie series.
Really?
But ultimately, they didn't have faith in it.
Yeah, I mean, Ben 10 got a bunch of movies, but like, yeah.
TV, but I feel like Generator could have gone. It could have gone like big screen Spielberg. Look at Alita and tell me he couldn't do Generator X.
I mean, James Cameron didn't direct Alita. He was supposed to, and he like he planned everything out, and then he left to do Avatar 2. It was actually what's this, Rodriguez? He directed Machete and the Spy Kids movies. He directed Alita, but like, yeah, I do see how you'd say that. Like James Cameron could totally direct Generator X if he like didn't have Avatar.
I'm talking about like, obviously that whole aspect is guided by a director, but the producers themselves have that creative element within. That's why most Marvel shows are like kind of formulaic, because at the end it's Feige's hand against all. And obviously Cameron was the producer. You feel the DNA in it, but look at that showing, as well as Avatar and whatever. He could do Rex, man. He could do Rex.
Yeah, I could see it, man. It would be an interesting take, though, to see Generator Rex.
Even Spielberg could do Rex.
I mean, yeah, I liked Ready Player One, but like Spielberg has like that's like he has like hallmarks of his filmmaking that I don't think would jive too well with the kind of tone that Rex would go for. Like,
Perhaps it's the childishness. I see.
yeah, yeah. Thing is, because Rex was like battle mutants and monsters, and like these things used to be people, and like yeah, Rex
Yeah,
would he would save
very
some of
monster
them,
of the,
but like
very
yeah,
monster of the week.
yeah,
Very like not his speed.
yeah,
He's more of a continuity man.
yeah. It's more. It's the thing is the story like oh yeah these mutants used to be people and like Rex can save them by like draining the
Yeah.
nanites. Thing is not everyone gets saved, and I think if like Spielberg did the movie, he would make a point to like yeah he can save everybody. Like it wouldn't really hammer home the like sometimes you know some people are beyond saving, sometimes the bad guy just gotta die because the show,
Oh
even though it
fuck!
was
It's
a kid's show, it did have those moments.
yeah. Holy fuck, dog! It's 8 degrees there. I just realized. I
Yeah.
just sit that as like I just dipped into my balcony, and the breeze just hit me like a knife, just sliced through me. I just checked the weather now on my phone, and it's 8 degrees Celsius. God.
Damn.
Damn, dog. It is cold.
I mean, good God.
Yeah. I mean, it really explains this. Really explains the snow.
I don't think anything will ever truly explain the snow, but yeah, I mean, you could attribute it to that.
I mean, it's obviously global warming, whatever.
Anyway, back to like the shit we used to talk about. I was damn. Oh yeah, I wanted to ask about we were talking about like the costumes and comic accuracy. Like, did you like the X-Men uniforms in the first X-Men movie? Like the dark
The
aesthetic
X-Men
and shit?
costumes have never been good, except for Storms.
Yeah.
They have never been good. Logan's like, what do you call it? His wife beater and team leather jacket combo. That's nice, but it's not a costume. So that'll be excluded from the conversation. But I did not like them, and I do wish they had some color. So I am glad to hear they're finally going to add color in these. What happens when the water runs out? Do we die? Are we dead? Do we just drink juices and colas and sodas and everything else in the world? Like without water, what are we gonna do? How are you gonna wash our produce? Have pools? How are you gonna have water parks? How are we gonna
grow our produce?
products?
Like, dude.
Products like jam, handy Andy, everything. Things that are made with water. Most things in the world, raw materials like plastic.
Yeah.
Back into water. Fuck, dog. What are we doing?
And if we run out of water, like the world is fucked. Like, just there's
In a year, we're done.
Yeah, if we run out of water, like humanity's done in a year.
We're literally like, we're clocking all the juices, all of the liquids, all of the dairies, milkshakes, smoothies, everything on earth that is a liquid that can keep us sustained. We clock all of that. When there's no more, the first thing will run out, I think, it'll be cool drink. Because that's like people's guilty pleasures.
Yeah.
Cool drink will run out all across the world. Sodas, Fanta, Dr. Pepper, Coke. But obviously the good brands will run out first, and then the more ghetto ones will, come, like Dr. Pepper. Then those ones will run out like last, Your Mountain Dews, your Cokes, your Fantas, your Sprites, they'll be like hotcakes. They'll be like cocaine.
Hey.
they'll be exorbitantly priced, and like they will sell like nobody's business.
There's gonna be like that weird phase where like milk is now the most wanted commodity. Cows are more valuable than like bees or some shit. Like,
Yeesh. Yeah.
that would be.
So
Like,
yeah, it's weird.
it's straight up Mad Max, cause like, but not as bad. It's Mad Max, but
Yeah.
not as bad. Like, we're not living in the
Yeah.
desert or nothing. Like, it's not like all.
We're not there yet.
Yeah.
We're not like 1984 yet.
Dude, that'd be rough, man. Like, just that movie, dude. Not just that movie, that franchise. The cars the people drive make no sense. The petrol is gone, but everyone drives a fucking muscle car or a truck or just a gas guzzling waste. Like,
You know what it is? I think it's like Flintstones theory. That after humanity gets bombed to oblivion and kind of a nuclear holocaust befalls us and like life resets and whatever, I think what happens is old knowledge is somewhat available in a limited capacity, and the way it's used yields in rudimentary results, like ugly muscle cars. Like, I think for them that's like their NASA moon car. Like, that's the epitome of their current technology capability. Yeah, like it's that bad.
yeah.
Like, it's not bad, but you know, given that it's a race trying to discover things on their own, it's like it's good enough.
Yeah, just but you know the one thing I like, the one thing that kind of bothered me about that, there was no, yeah, there were like a town, there were like towns and communities and whatever, but there was no like community of people that were like, hey man, we just want to chill. Everybody was trying to kill somebody. Nobody was like, hey,
Everyone's
yo,
on like demon time.
yeah, like nobody's like,
Everyone's
hey,
on
bro,
purge
just-
mode.
yeah, just
I don't know, man. If I was in a post-apocalyptic environment, I would be on purge mode too. Like, would you survive like an apocalypse or whatever, or dystopia? Would you be in a good mood? I don't know. I think I just kill and rob. Kill and rob and rob and kill. What's worse? Living in Dune. Oh, okay. Let's say Dune, Tron, and yeah, what we just spoke about right now.
Dune, Tron, or Mad Max. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, okay, you see, because Dune is a desert planet, but there is water. Downside, there's those big ass sandworms. Like, you can't go anywhere without running into one. That's the big downside.
And they're so big you can't avoid them. Like, you
Yeah.
can't run away from it. Like, you're gonna get sucked in.
Yeah. With Mad Max, it's a desert, it's a nuclear wasteland. There's no upside there. You'd have to kill everybody you come across to survive. Tron,
Exactly.
it's always nighttime. You gotta wear those light up suits. You know, it's a dystopia because it's being, you know, you're being oppressed by like the regime or whatever. But other than that, you've been shown everything is okay. Nobody's poor. Nobody's suffering. So, I mean, other than the people being locked up or abused or made to fight in those arenas or whatever. But like, other than that, life looks alright. It's livable. I mean,
Okay. Let's add.
oh wait. What about Waterworld?
Blade Runner.
Blade Runner.
Blade Runner, yeah.
Damn. I mean, with the flying cars and living in a walled city cut off from everyone else doesn't sound that bad. I mean, a city's a city, but like rains all the time. It's not really. I mean, that's kind of what we're living in now, so it's not really that bad, dude. Like, I could live in Blade Runner. I mean, so long as like a replicant doesn't show up trying to replace me or nothing, then I'm good. You know, like.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But damn, that'd be fucked up. Like, what would you do in that scenario? Like, there's a knock on your door. You open the door and it's you.
Man,
Oh shit.
I'll be like, you know what, man? Take it. Take the life. Enjoy it. Do better than me. Don't do better than me. I don't care. I'm out. Take me to your spaceship. Take me for whatever.
You just peace out like that and leave family and friends with a robot. I mean, it's not a robot, but like, you know.
They're gonna kill me or kidnap me anyway. It's over.
Yeah.
Man, don't kill me. Let's do this peacefully.
Yeah. Damn. I never had you pegged as one of those. What are those people? Like, there's a name for them. Like when aliens invade and they take over, they're like the humans working with them, not conspirators. Like the whatever they are. I never had you pegged as one of them. Like just damn.
What do you mean? What, an anti-regime society or what?
Kind of like obviously humanity would rebel, and then there'd be people who were like, yeah, like okay, we're cool with it. We're cool with the new alien overlords. You know, just like and there's always like those people in the movies and shit. Like they're living in nice houses.
Oh
And
yeah.
they have like cushy government jobs. Like they liaise between the humans and the aliens and shit. Like I'm not gonna lie. If those were options, like be part of like human resistance and shit, or like side with the invading army and just live a cushy life, I'd pick cushy life, dude. Just nah. I ain't- like
I feel like, I don't know. Given, okay, let's take us to Africa.
yeah.
The ANC. They're doing bad. So bad that $1 is now 17 rand 60. So I feel like you have to decide who would you rather make in power. Who would you rather put in power, the ANC or aliens? Just think about it.
It's definitely a question.
Intergalactic Federation type race.
Yeah.
Think about it.
It depends what they offering, man. I mean, if it's like
They have advanced tech,
yeah. But if it's
medicine, everything.
But if it's like one of those situations of, oh yeah, we're gonna connect everyone to a network, we're all gonna be a hive mind, then fuck that. I'm out, dude. I am not sharing my head with anyone else.
Okay, what if they just want to process our information through data and there's no wires and whatever? It just happens throughout the day. And there's no radiation.
I don't know, man. Like, just the idea that someone is in your mind, reading your thoughts at all times, they know what you're thinking. Like, just.
Not, yeah, not like all the time,
Yeah, but in that moment when they're in there, okay. Yeah, I could see it like as long as like this it's like all peaceful and shit. They're not probing people for like it's not like a fracking pod, basically. It's not like that shit, like they're not making copies or whatever. Like that would I'm alright. Exactly, yeah. Yeah.
Then yes.
Yeah. It's weird how like how nonchalant we are about this. Like, yeah, if aliens came and took over, I'd be like, yeah, okay, why not? Just they're doing better than the other guys. It's just like
Exactly. It's like, you know what? Like, just try. Try to do better and let's see what happens.
yeah. But goddamn, man, just alien invasion, just the subject that we never. Hey, you've been hearing all this shit on CNN. The person went on in the court and swore under oath, like we have like like biomaterial from like alien spacecraft and shit, and like
damn.
dude.
I mean, you know what? Aliens, they exist. We know this. We know they exist. But there's bigger fish to fry right now on Earth. So no one cares.
Yeah.
Everyone's just like, oh, okay. Anyway, Russia, you know? Anyway, economy. Anyway, France. Anyway, French police. You know, we have bigger problems right now on our hands.
Anyway, Elon Musk versus Mark Zuckerberg in a steel cage, you know? Just
Yeah.
Is that still happening? Shit, dude.
Israel Adesanya.
Ah, damn. Yeah, man. That would be
Really in it.
When did I gotta ask like a humanity question for you, man? Like, when exactly did humanity just have the attitude of something big has gone down, and it's like, oh, okay, well, anyway, back to what I was saying. Like, when did we become that as a species? Like, when did we stop reacting to shit? You know?
COVID, Bin Laden, Gaddafi, and 9/11.
I don't know, man.
So many
9/11 was a pretty big
dreadful
thing.
things that happened in our society, in our development, in our history, that we've sort of become a tad desensitized. Just a tad. Just a slight tad. And obviously, that has resulted in things just kind of going in the one ear, coming, you know.
Yeah, man. It's just like we all just became that Loki meme of like, yes, very sad. Anyway, as I was saying, just
Yeah. It's like, hey, dog, sad things have been happening. Catch up.
yeah. Damn. On more positive news, did you hear that Mendoza is getting a biopic made by BET?
Oh yeah, the nigga Onuzalo and that Sugar Show
Yeah.
is playing him. I won't lie, he looks like him.
Yeah,
Some pictures of young Mendoza with hair. I was like, you know what? He looks like him. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, when he's got the sunglasses on, dude, that's him. That's like when he's got the sunglasses on, he's on stage, that's him,
Yeah,
dog.
like he has the head shape, the nose, the teeth. He has everything that Mendoza like looked like.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's gonna kill it.
You gonna watch
He's gonna
it?
kill it. Huh?
Would you watch it though? You gonna watch it?
Yeah, I'll watch it. I want to see what it's like. Because I know that there were drugs at some point, you know.
Yeah, there's
But I wanna
always
see his
drugs.
life in the lens of a biopic.
There's always drugs, man, and that's like every biopic. There's gotta be drugs somewhere.
Yeah, drugs are pretty prevalent in everything.
like just once, dog. Just once, I would like a biopic about a famous musician that doesn't have crack in it. You know, like I don't know, someone. You know, like it's hard to pick because everybody did it at some points. But like, damn, can we get one guy who just did weed? Like, come on.
I think the only guy who didn't do that shit was like Eddie Murphy and like.
How about Bob Marley? I mean, he was.
Bob Marley was a weedhead, remember?
Yeah,
That's
like
whole shtick.
exactly, like, but he never did crack.
And coke.
What?
Oh no! Marley died of like a overdose. Like he was on that sauce. Like he was really in there.
Damn.
Oh no! Marley was not a king boy.
Damn.
That boy loved the snow. A lot of them love the snow. Hell, I love the snow, but you know, in moderation.
Yeah.
But like when it comes to celebrities, hell, even like fucking Brad Pitt was videoed snorting very quickly and like wiping his nose in a video of him and DiCaprio at a press junket for what I believe was there in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. So no. Maybe it was like, I think it was like a recent. It was a very recent one. It was like December last year.
Yeah.
So it's probably invited on like the set of Bullet Train, like the junket of Bullet Train. But they were both there, and that guy is wiping his nose. He's flicking away for dear life.
Yeah. The
thing is, when you do coke, it irritates your nose and it feels itchy like you're gonna sneeze. So you gotta like kind of like rub your nose so that it kind of like eviscerates away, like it melts away because of the temperature in your body, or it just shifts around and it's not as itchy anymore.
Yeah, I remember like Van Damme used to do that like incessantly in the 90s. Like whenever you'd have an interview, there would just be a random moment where he'd start scratching himself. I'm like, what's up with this dude? Turns out he was on coke, man. Like he was, dude. They were doing they were talking about the movie Street Fighter, and there would be like weeks, not like one after the other, but if you added up the days, there would be weeks during the shooting of Street Fighter where dude was literally like too coked out to film anything. Like he wouldn't come out of his trailer. He would vanish. Like they would lose him for days. And then when he'd appear, like...
This is also the period where he was with Grace Jones as well.
Yeah, man. Shit.
Left his wife, went for Grace. Like, he was really out there being a fucking rock star.
Yeah. Like, he was coked out, man. Like, just like this... He like... like, I remember laughing at like this one joke they made in the movie about like Colonel Gao's like signature things. And they mentioned like the Colonel Gao had an invisible boat. And they're like, wait... What? He doesn't have an invisible boat in the video game? That's just something Van Damme came up with? Okay, that makes sense.
So weird.
Yeah.
That's so
like,
weird.
His performance in that movie, though, I'm not gonna lie, dude, it's not like his other stuff. He's like weirdly subdued. Which is strange, considering that he's mostly... You think all the stuff of him being on coke, he'd be all high energy and shit, but he's like... I don't know. He's not half-assing it, but it's like he's just tired.
I think it's the acting. His acting skill isn't as good.
Yeah.
So it kind of falls consequence to shoddy writing. Like, if the writing is shoddy, being a good actor saves you. If you're a bad actor and there's shoddy writing, you look like a complete asshole.
Yeah. But then you have like Raul, who, and as you said, like good acting will save you. Like Raul Julia in that movie, like he killed it. God damn, like, dude. I mean, he killed it. Like his last film role was that movie, and he absolutely killed it. But like, dude was battling cancer. Just when you find out, like, dude was battling cancer the whole movie, and it was that good. It's like, dude, imagine if he was 100%, what we would have gotten. Damn.
Basically a Bozeman.
Yeah, man. Shit.
It's basically a Bozeman. Like, it's so sad.
But just like...
Chadwick gave us his best at his worst.
Yeah, it's... Oh, man, it's sad, dog. It's really sad to look back on, dude. But just... There was... Both in Black Panther and in this film, there's just this moments of this guy changed this guy uplifted this role. He's that damn good. Like, anyone else played this part and it wouldn't be as good. That's... Yeah.
Thing is, I don't mind too much because I don't want the rhetoric to now be there can never be a Black Panther ever again.
No, like, I ain't saying that. I'm saying not like if someone replaced Chadwick. I'm saying if someone else was cast as Black Panther in Civil War instead of him, it wouldn't have worked to the same degree.
Okay, no, I get that if it's like a retrospective.
Yeah.
But in terms of like a future thingy, like...
Yeah,
I don't know, Marvel dropped the ball on that. They really dropped the ball. In my opinion, they dropped the ball on that.
But we're gonna get a new Black Panther with dude's son, you know.
Yeah, in T'Challa Jr. But dog. Shuri isn't even smart enough to deal with it, like one disease. Like,
yeah.
And you have the Daltons splicing DNA from blood.
Granted, the Daltons know what to look for, granted, the Daltons know what they were looking for. Shuri had no clue. This was something she'd never encountered before. There's that level of
dirty
like
blood that's mixed with mud, boulders, rocks, sand. They took those samples and they spliced them out, got every bit of Avenger hero DNA they could. Like, they're good.
Yeah.
They're really good.
And that's another thing. They got the blood, but like what I never understand about these splicing movies. When you take someone's blood and you put it in someone else's, that there's no guarantee they're gonna have the same blood type. So that blood should not work. Like, it shouldn't mesh, but for some reason, some unexplained reason, it always does. It just,
I think when it comes to Skrull DNA and powers and inherited, powers and like, think the way that a werewolf bite works, or like the cold, like an infection. It goes through your system, goes, in your nervous system, and all of that, this DNS and whatnot, and your cells and everything. And the way that they explain it just seems to be, it's like, it's an infection in the deepest level, which is your DNA. It's a DNA overriding. Like, it just completely restructures your fundamental composition. It's not so much as a compatibility thing. It's more like an infection kind of thing. Like, they don't explain it well. Because how does Peter get his powers? What does a radioactive spider have to do with anything?
I mean, we see like the DNA and the strands and shit changing, but like it's never explained what's actually happening there. We're just left to, here's what you see.
If it's a DNA one, then it very much is just DNA, like blood, or rather DNA going into the DNA cells of the host and overriding their normal DNA with the new DNA that has been injected into the system or whatever. Yeah.
Thing is that I recalled like the scene in Sam Raimi's Spider-Man, and like something I don't understand, and not that I don't understand, but I don't agree with, is that after the bite, like Peter wakes up with muscles. You should not wake up with muscles just because your DNA has been rewritten. That's not legit. Like Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man, when he got bit, he didn't suddenly wake up buff. He was still,
I think the explanation is, do you remember the episode of Rick and Morty? The one where Rick gives Morty a giant arm and whatever.
Yeah. It's like
he injects the serum and arm gets
one's
bigger
huge. Yeah.
And then you look at, hold on.
Outside, I'm alone, I'm alright. It's so cold outside, I'm alone, I'm alright. It's so cold outside, I'm alone. Break down, always feel like I could break now, but I never let it take me to that place now. I won't ever let my thoughts get away now. I got better things to do, picking fate now. I just wanna be the best, call me great now. I don't know if I'm okay or insane now. I remember better days on the playground, hoping I can find my way to even when I'm feeling down. I fight, even when I don't know what is right. I'ma pick a side, and I'ma take pride. I will decide my fate, and I will never let them tell me who I am. If you try to shape me, I'll be damned. Planet on the ground is where I stand. Never give up, that was always the plan. It's so cold outside,